Chief Consulting Officer, Vibe Entertainment. How I got into the business? Wow. I was 17 at Trenton State College. I met an anchorman. Anchorman was at NBC at the time. And there was something happening on campus at Trenton State. And he wanted to interview me about the incident. So I told him in order for him to interview me, I had to give me an internship at NBC. And so he agreed to it. And I called him, and he didn't answer my call. But I kept calling him, and eventually he answered, and he forwarded me on to a woman who ran a PAGE program. The PAGE program is a management training program at NBC, and that's how I got my start in the business. Well, my day-to-day is pretty hectic. I mean, I'm answering phones, running to meetings, putting out fires, getting locations, meeting crews, watching films, pitching TV show ideas, meeting with studios, raising money. I wear many different hats, man, and it's, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I mean, my advice to people trying to get into the business: stay focused, stay centered on your goal. Don't let money be your motivation, but let passion drive you. You know, they say that success is a journey, not a destination. You know, so whatever road you go on, it'll take you there. 10 years, I mean, I see myself being, making movies, making movies in a different way. I really am interested in changing the perception of urban films in the marketplace. I really want to put urban films in the international sphere. I want people, when they think about content, to think about a Miramax or Focus Features or Universal. It's all about creating longevity for those people who are coming after us. And we got to start thinking that way. I got my start in the business. I was working for a senator, Shirley Turner, 15th District Senator in Trenton, New Jersey. And I was sort of like dealing with constituents, working with constituents, dealing with people's problems. People have problems with their landlords. People have problems with their neighbors. They call this person. I'm laughing because my sister is a landlord and he has those issues now. I'm probably dealing with some senators. So, I mean, I did that, and I moved to New York City, man, with no money. I was broke. I stayed with my boys' floor for a couple months. Tried to save up some dough. Started the PAGE program, and not a dollar to my name. Got my first apartment in Jersey City. And the rest is sort of history. I just sort of hit the ground running. Out the starting blocks, I heard the gun go off, and I haven't stopped since. And that's the attitude you have to have, man. You gotta hear the gun go off, and you gotta keep running. You gotta keep going, because as soon as you slow down, that's when the other people are gonna come with passion. You gotta look at it as the journey that it is. I mean, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. But you gotta stay focused. You gotta stay determined. And you gotta stay centered on what your goal is. You gotta be able to see it. You ever see like the races when you see like the rabbits chasing the carrot is hanging out in front of them? You know what I'm saying? That's how you gotta see the race, man. That person is holding that carrot in front of you. You gotta chase it. You gotta chase it. You gotta chase it till you get that carrot. So I see the carrot, man, but I'm thinking about how to cut that rope, so I don't have to chase it anymore and just get it. Obtain it a lot faster. When I first started out, man, in like '96, I met everyone from Steven Spielberg to Will Smith to George Lucas to you name them, I met them. I did guest services at NBC. So, I mean, I met a lot of powerful people, from the president of NBC to Bob Wrights to, So I've been around a lot of powerful people all my life. I worked for the president of NBC Entertainment at a very young age, and I always knew that, my place was going to be somewhere, sort of really changing the culture and changing the tradition. Where I'm from, where I grew up in Trenton, and Trenton is a place that I grew up in the 80s, and Jay-Z has his line that, I'm an 80s baby, we grew up in the era of Reaganomics. So we have a different mindset when it comes to hustling. We don't really take, no for an answer. We're not asking for anything, we're just taking it. We're taking these opportunities. And I don't go begging, knocking people to go qualify. I create the opportunities for myself. I look at the door. If I don't see an opening, I'm gonna find a way to pick the lock. And that's how I look at business. Seize the day. Carpe diem. Live every day like it's your last. Work your hardest. Every day that I worked at Bad Boy was like a first day of an internship. You gotta go in there, you gotta work hard, 16 hours, get it done, there's no excuses. And it's a tight ship, and that's how you have to live your life. You get up every morning with no excuses. Don't make any excuses for yourself. When you're tired, you're sick, find a way to make it happen. And that's the way to get ahead in life. I was the president of Bad Boy Films for 3 years. I did Diddy Runs the City, Bad Boy the Comedy, Making the Band, the DVD series, the Biggie Remix, Remaster. I did the 10th anniversary DVD, the Vote or Die campaign, Sean John videos and interstitials. Mostly everything video-wise for Bad Boy, Sean John, I had creative for. Man, John from Junior 2, you go back, keep it solid, keep doing what you're doing, man. No love, peace.